welcome to this quick extra video. Actually, I don't know how quick it's gonna be. It might be 10 minutes or 20. We'll see how long I take. But I'm just here to go through all of what is added to the new update. And then I'll go ahead and play with some of the features inside of the game. I'm not going to read all the bugs fixed in like each pack, but I'll go ahead and read some of the features added in this update. So the first big one is the free placement of doors and windows. That is definitely a big one. Now you can put doors on like half windows and half windows. You can put doors on half tiles, and you can freely place windows just like they are pictures, which is pretty cool because it was pretty limited before. And I like how they put it off the grid, but not the same type of off the grid. But yeah, that's one thing. And a big thing people noticed in the Eco Living pack was ladders. But obviously they added that to the base game as well. So now ladders are going to be able to be used. So it makes it easier to do tiny homes and things like that nature. We have MAC Cosmetics. I have seen a few videos on this already from the creators that either had early access or were just really good at getting updated on the day it came out. Unfortunately, I had to work that day, but we're getting it done today. There's the repo person, so instead of just shutting off your utilities, they will come in and take your things. Um, it's scarier to not have your bills paid, and it's a more of a challenge in like legacies and stuff like that. So it says bill update. I didn't go through the whole thing. I didn't read in depth, but we'll read it together. We've added a cohesive breakdown of Sims bills information that can be accessed via the interaction on the mailbox or phone. So it actually tells you what you're spending your money on. So power, water, all this, like a normal bill that you would get. So they're just showing you how much money you're spending, how much you're using. And I think that's all because of the Eco Living pack. There's certain things that you can use that, like wallpapers and stuff, that can reduce your bills, and there's certain sinks that can reduce your bills as well. Um, Legacy neighborhood map tags. Some of the older worlds, it says the no longer forgotten. Some of the older worlds, as I said in, I believe it was my Disney Legacy Challenge I just posted today, they now have tags. So, like the newer games, they had names for the neighborhoods, but the older worlds didn't, so they added those in. Off the grid updates. So now they actually tag it, which was a challenge because you had to search it in. But it also integrates into like the power. Probably use less if you use off the grid, obviously, because you can only like take brisk showers and you won't use as much. It says there's the build category, which I was kind of getting into, which instead of searching it up, you can just filter it through the tabs that they have on the side. They fixed the candles because sometimes it didn't work properly. Like when the lights would get turned off, it would treat it like it was electricity, but candles should work properly, as they say. But this is a big patch, so if it doesn't work, it's not too bad. It says fridges now have add ice interaction, so you can keep food preserved. I don't remember if fridges were a part of off the grid, but that's cool that they did that. So it also says Sims will now use stoves and fridges when off the grids, not just grills. So just like I was saying with the fridges, now you can use stoves. it makes more options for the off the grid. It used to be a lot harder to do it, but that's cool. Harvestables now grant unique buffs. That's a cool thing. Dogs and toddlers now have unique interactions to be bathed in bathtubs even when off the grid. So that's good. Not a lot of bathtubs were used off the grid, so they're adding that. I know the crafted bathtub would look really nice on off the grid lot types, but they were sadly not being able to use them when we had them before, so it's nice to hear that. There's a use elbow grease now, which would obviously make you scrub harder. You can get water from fishing spots and waterfalls and oceans. Alright, so sim traits will also be taken in consideration when you have off the grid lot traits. So probably if you're like a snob or something like that, or you have a sim that's a snob, then they're gonna react badly to the off the grid lot trait. But if you're an outdoor enthusiast, you're probably gonna love it. There's new recipes that can be used in off the grid. I don't know if they added new things, but I haven't heard of frog hot pot. So that's something cool to think of. I hope they added new recipes. We'll learn as we use the gameplay, but I don't think I will be covering that today when I go into the actual gameplay. No trespassing. When you click on your door, you can actually disallow, you can usually lock your doors, but vampires can come into your house, but they realize that not everybody likes the vampires pack. Maybe they like the build and buy, but they don't like to use the actual gameplay, so they made it so the vampires cannot come in your house if you don't want them to. So you just click that on the door, and I'll show you that when we get in game. Send home interactions. So usually when you're talking to your sim, the only way to get rid of a sim that you didn't want in your household or on your household lot was to tell them to go away, which would negatively affect this. But this one, you can just click on them and it will let you go grant them away without it affecting them. It's a cool thing to know and a cool thing to have, because I know they had it on MC Command Center, but they didn't have it in game, which was challenging. But alright, and this is just going into like the walls and floors and columns affect your power, water, like I was saying a little bit earlier. And it's a little more similar to The Sims 3 is what it's saying. And then obviously they added firefighters, which instead, if you have a fire in your house, instead of using a sprinkler system, or if you didn't have a sprinkler system because you couldn't afford it, some firemen will come in to put out the fire. So if your sim is trapped in a room, they will help, and hopefully that's good. It says there's new looks for tots and kids. I'm gonna have to look in there. It says 20 new style looks. Oh, I didn't realize that, because I was looking in for new clothes and I couldn't find any, but I guess they were just talking about the style looks. But we'll go through that in the create a sim while we're looking at the MAC cosmetic makeup. And then this is just saying that the balancing pass of phone call invitations, instead of spamming your phone with a bunch of invitations and like congratulations, it's gonna be more consistent with like the friendship you have. And so like a random Lucas isn't gonna call you anymore. So then we have the less invasive earbuds, and the earbuds are just a little bit like the call invitations, so there's not going to be as many pop-ups that come because they said it's a little pestering. So then there's console updates. I will list down the patch update website for you guys, so if you have console you can look that up. And then these are just all what they fixed in each pack. So these are just like little updates that they fixed for the console and The Sims 4 and all the different packs. I'll go ahead and not read them out this time. I'll just say some important ones I know they fixed, which has been very important. You can actually slide your plants closer to the house. They won't jump up as much anymore. And then I believe they fixed the terrain paint glitch, which those were the two main ones that I've been hearing. But also, I think they got rid of that problem where if you were building, sometimes the edge of the roofing would be black instead, and I've had that problem with some of my builds, but they went ahead and fixed that up. But there are a bunch of bugs that they fixed, so if you are really interested, I will be sure to include this link at the bottom of this video just in case you want to click on it, check it out for yourselves. But we're gonna go ahead and jump into the game. Alright, so we're in the game. I just randomly made this sim, but we're gonna go ahead and put on some of the new makeups and stuff that we got in this little pack. You can clearly tell which ones are the MAC. It kind of reminds me of Costa Content, how they have it labeled, but I don't think I have a problem with that. I believe this one works really well with eye shapes. I really do enjoy this color. It does remind me of fashion shows, which isn't surprising because MAC is a well-known product, but it reminds me of like bold out there looks, and I actually like that. I think maybe we won't use it a lot on our everyday sims, but it's a nice pop of color, and I don't have a problem with the more unique, diverse eye makeup because we don't have that much to begin with. So this is very nice. I really like it. Many sims I can see wearing this. I'm pretty sure it works well with a lot of eye shapes. Let's go ahead and test that theory out. Yeah, so I'm seeing it's looking great with all these eye shapes, honestly. Every single one. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead. Usually there's like a problem with some of the eyelids. I don't know if it's like a texture that they use or whatever, but it makes it look weird. I already clicked on the next makeup, I'm sorry. But I really like this. It kind of reminds me a lot of the many beauty gurus, actually. It's like the crave right now is putting like that pop of white in your inner corner because it makes your eye look a little bigger, I believe. um but I really do like the colors. They're nice. They're nice. I think we don't have a lot of diversity in our makeup collections, and I think MAC is trying to help with that. I really do like the colors on this one. They're not like any other colors we've gotten in the game, and there's some bold ones, but then there's also these subtle ones that any sim can wear, and it's a good glam look for a formal wear, or even if your sim really likes doing makeup. I think it really makes the eye pop, and I like it. Alright, and then there's this one. I know some people had trouble with these eye looks, like they're a little too much, but honestly I like it. Like our old ones, they were all pretty simple in my eyes. This one I use a lot on darker skin tones and stuff like that because there's not a lot of diverse makeup selections. And then even the colors on the kind of more bold ones that you would prefer, they're not, I don't think there's a lot of colors that I would enjoy to use. Like there's like two bold ones and then just as normal. But even though these colors on these new MAC ones are bold, they're so subtle at the same time, which I think that's the key idea. So this is the third one. This one's really unique. I actually like it. I don't like this swatch as much. Maybe it's because I can't see the orange, but I love that one. I think this makeup is just for a certain type of crowd. Um, yeah. I don't like the dark to lighter shades, I don't think, but the light to to the darker, the light to the darker shades are kind of my vibe right now. And I really like this pink and green one. And then, so our last eyeshadow from MAC is really subtle. It's a really nice in between, between all of these. It's, not, it's like this one, but a little more subtle. Um, the colors are great. I think, maybe not that one, but I like how it looks. It may not work for, it may not work for all eye types, but I do like the colors. I like that it's a little more out there, and I like the toon tone type vibe. But even on like the skin tone, this nice first shade is a good like subtle look. Like it just looks like day makeup, and then this peachier tone, and then you have like a nice yellow, and then it gets a little more crazy as you go down. A little more bold with the colors, and I think it's just because the lighter shades really are emphasized by the darker shades, and I actually learned in art that's just a trick that your eye plays on you. Let me think of what the name of it is. Well, I can't think of the name, but it's kind of like an optical illusion in art. It's just like a type of color theory. But basically, um, some colors make other colors look lighter based on its position and stuff like that. But it's a pretty basic idea. So then we have our two new MAC. They're obviously really creative and diverse. I don't know why this one was set as first, but here's our MAC. It's very bold. I have seen complaints about, I've seen complaints about the unevenness, but this is a really cool look. I think it can make a really cool eye look with some of the eyeshadows that we got. But I do kind of agree. It kind of looks like it was made in MS Paint, like how it is. And they could have just evened out the lines a little bit. But the colors are cool. I just, it's a little weird. I think I would only use this black on certain Sims. But I've seen a bunch of people in real life wear makeup like this. So, it's a certain type of people. I just wish the lines were just a little bit cleaner. But with some eye makeup, maybe we can make it look a little better. I mean, if you have a bold look like that, then it's hard to notice, or even a dark look like that, it's even harder to notice the uneven lines. But I just wish they thought of that when they were doing the eyeliner, especially with a big makeup brand like MAC. Maybe they were on a crunch for time and this was like a last minute thing, because this has been such on the down low that it was crazy seeing it happen. I know a lot of people did the Create a Sim in when they had the early access type Sims camp. That was all online because of COVID-19, but I don't think they had the Mac product, so I think it might have been a later investment. But then we have this. I believe I can zoom in a little bit, but there's like glitter on the outside. I think this eye look probably won't be used all the time, but it's a cool concept. I wish a little bit that instead of glitter they did put a gem and it like popped out a bit. I think it would have caught people's eye a little better. They're obviously not going for subtle on this one, so it would have been cool to see that. Let's go ahead and have a random sim. Janae Wooder. And we're going to randomize all her traits. She's a kind of a horrible person. And I closed my eyes to pick that. So, nerd brain. Alright. So, we're just going to take her into a new save. And we're going to just look at all the new objects and, or not all the new objects, we're going to look at the new abilities that we can use in game. I'm just going to show you a few of them just to demonstrate, and then I'm going to try to upload this video by tonight. If not, it's going to come out on Friday. We'll go ahead and put her in Willow Creek, but as I said, there's new worlds. Sorry, my ukulele. As I said, there are new worlds. I will go through all of them, even though I already did it in my Disney Legacy Challenge, but if you want, you can just skip ahead. But this is the Sage Estates, Courtyard Lane, Crawdad Quarter. I don't know why I had so much trouble saying that one. Foundry Cove, Newcrest. We have Skyward Palms, Acquisition Buttes or Butts, Bedrock Strait, Parch Prospect, and Mirage Canyon. Then going ahead to Newcrest, we have Llama Lagoon, Bridgeview, and Ridgeline Drive. And then there's none in Magnolia Promenade, but in Windenburg we do have Winsler, Crumbling Isle, Old Platts, and Likey Center. All these other maps are new maps, so they should have them labeled. I can't check any of the other ones because we're moving the lot in, but if there are, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go through them. But we're going to go ahead and just move into this starter home, and then I'm going to go into what new things are here and some of the glitches that they fixed that I know that they did. Alright, so we're in our Daisy Hovel, but as I said, you can go ahead and, my textures haven't come in, you can go ahead and no trespassing. That will block anybody you don't want to come into your house while you're here. Like, sometimes the neighbors come in and sometimes your friends come in, so now they won't. Then in the mailbox you can show your bill information, so it's gonna tell you, I haven't played around with them a lot, but it tells you how much you're spending on each thing. Yeah, I think you can just store your power and your water, and they'll cut you off when you use it. I don't know how that works. I haven't been there a lot. I've only been playing my Legacy Challenge, and I didn't get a lot into the new features, but we also have a filter for objects, and then you can sell them down here now. And it tells you how much they sell for, obviously, and stuff like that. Let me think if there's anything else. Alright, I can't think of anything else, so we're just gonna go into the build overview. Alright, so what I was talking about was that glitch. I think I can already see it fixed, but like parts of the roof trim would be like black when you would put one on or take one off, and it would interfere with how your build looked in the end. I think like if you exited and went back, it would fix it, but obviously that's a problem. But I do believe they did fix the terrain paint glitch, so now we can go ahead and go to our trees and just slide this under here. Yep, it used to jump a lot and now it's fixed. But I know also we have our plants here. These used to jump up really quickly, but now you can get a little bit closer to the edge of the, here, let me put bb.move objects. This cheat really just lets you freely move objects anywhere. I think it's, you had to have this on for it to get closer. But look at how much you can put this in and it doesn't jump up. Like, that's like all the way in. You have to have that cheat, but without that cheat, you saw it jumped up immediately. But you can see how close you can put them in now, which is um, some simmers would put their terrain, or their terrain, they would put their foundation down and then do it, and that obviously took too long. But now we have doors, and say this is a 2 tile wide door, but now we can move it on, like we can move it half a tile, and now we can freely move it where we want, just like we could windows, which wasn't something we were able to do before. I think this is the biggest thing everybody's excited about, and the windows can be moved wherever on the wall. You can have it all the way over in this corner if you want. It's free range. But it obviously it can still work on a grid if you want it to. And you can move it that half tiles on the grid as well. But if you hold down Alt, it can freely move it. I believe those were the biggest things of the update, other than like the NPCs and stuff like that. Sadly, there is no real job for like a fireman or anything like that, but it's a start, and this is just an update, so we can get firemen in the future, but that's completely up to how much the sim team can do in the future, or if we even want it in the future. But I think that's pretty cool. I think it would be a cool idea for the Sims team to do like a cops and robbers type pack where they have all like special workers. I would say doctors, but we already have doctors and nurses and stuff like that. But maybe even a job for, I don't know if you can be a nurse, or I haven't played the doctor career all that much, but it would be cool to have a firefighter job, one that you can go to, just like get to work, and then even a paramedic job would be pretty cool, and then like a robber aspect, like where you go to your robbing job and you actually have to rob something. Or like when with the kleptomaniac thing, it would be cool if you can actually take something and then get in trouble, like the cops come and you have to like quickly go. So like cop NPCs would be pretty cool in my eyes, because there's a lot of leeway with like with your friendships and stuff. Like you steal something from your friend's house and then they don't get that mad. So that's just my thing. I think this update is very, very cool. But I think that's all I have right now. It's very fun when update comes out, and I will be buying the pack tomorrow when it comes out on Friday, or I'll be buying it today whenever this video comes out. But I will do a overview on that, and hopefully I'll get that out tomorrow. If not, I'll do it for Saturday. But I hope you guys like this video and find it very helpful for this patch update. Whether you're wondering if you should get the game, or you're wondering a few things about the patch update, if you're a little confused on it, I hope I gave you just a little bit of clarity. I know this is a little late for like a patch overview type thing, because they all came out the day it happened, but if you're new to like the Sims community, I hope this helps you out just a little bit. But that's all I have for you guys right now, and I'll see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I hope you have a good day, and if you're not having a good day, I hope it gets better. So goodbye and thank you.